Hi, welcome back to my channel. Types of ecosystem. Before we begin, we must know what is an ecosystem. An ecosystem is a biological community in which organisms interact with their physical environment. Ecosystem can be divided into two types, natural and artificial. Natural ecosystem is the ecosystem that is controlled by nature, whereas artificial ecosystem is the ecosystem that is controlled by man. Natural ecosystem can be divided into two types, terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem, whereas artificial ecosystem is also known as domesticated ecosystem. It includes croplands like maize, wheat, rice field, etc. The terrestrial ecosystem is further divided into three types, that is, forest, grassland and desert. Forests are composed of high density of wood and vegetation, whereas grasslands are composed of high density of grasses, and deserts are composed of limited vegetation, usually xerophytic plants. The second one is aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is of two types, freshwater and marine. In freshwater, lakes and ponds are included, whereas in marine water, ocean and sea are included. Let's discuss these ecosystems in more detail. Terrestrial ecosystem. Terrestrial ecosystem refers to the ecosystem that is present only on land. Terrestrial ecosystem is further divided into the following types. The first one is forest ecosystem. It is a complex or dense ecosystem that is mainly composed of trees and shrubs. These are the most dominant terrestrial ecosystem on Earth, excluding the urban and agricultural land. These account for 75% of gross primary productivity of the Earth's biosphere and consist of 80% of Earth's biomass. It can be divided into three types based on canopy cover. These are very dense, that is more than 70% canopy cover. The second one is open forest, that is 10 to 40%, and moderately dense forest, that is 40 to 70%. Different types of forests exist based on soil composition, altitude, temperature, rainfall patterns, and climate, which I have discussed in my previous video, that is major biomes of the world. You can watch it there. Grassland ecosystem. These are dominated by perennial grass species. These have high primary productivity and low biomass. Grasses tend to grow faster than trees and plants due to the grazing factor. Grassland ecosystem is divided into two types. The first one is tropical grasslands or savannas. These are forests in hot climates with scattered individual trees. Savannas receive all its rainfall during summer, with an annual rainfall of about 30 to 50 centimeter per year. Here, many plants show xerophytic adaptation. The second one is temperate grasslands. These have hot summers and cold winters with an annual rainfall of about 25 to 75 centimeter, that is less than savannas. It is found in all continents except Antarctica. Desert ecosystem. Desert ecosystem receives the least amount of precipitation, that is less than 250 millimeter or 10 inches. All the deserts are arid, which means they receive very little amount of water. Here the plants and the animals both show xerophytic adaptation, that is, fleshy stem, leaves converted into thorns, sunken stomata, etc. in plants. Whereas in animals like kangaroo rat, these have concentrated urine in order to reduce the amount of water loss, and the presence of hump in camels, which acts as a storage of food in the form of fat. Aquatic ecosystem. The ecosystem present in the water bodies is called aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem is divided into two types, marine and freshwater ecosystems. Marine ecosystem. These are ecosystems that contains water with high salt content. These cover up to 75% of Earth's surface and is the largest aquatic ecosystem. Marine ecosystem can also be divided into the following types. The first one is oceans. Oceans. These are the largest and the most diverse type of ecosystem. The oceans are mainly divided based on the following categories. The first category is based on light penetration. This includes three zones: euphotic, dysphotic, and aphotic. In euphotic zone, there is sufficient amount of sunlight due to which photosynthesis can occur. Whereas in dysphotic zone, there is limited amount of sunlight which is not enough for photosynthesis. And in aphotic zone, there is no photosynthesis due to the absence of sunlight. The second category is distance from the shore and water depth. These include three zones: littoral, neritic, and oceanic zones. Littoral zones are also known as intertidal zones. It is the shoreline between land and ocean. Neritic zone is the shallow water zone over the continental shelf. The depth of it is about 200 meters. And the oceanic zone is deep water zone beyond the continental shelf. The next category is open zone. It includes various zones. The first one is pelagic zone or open ocean. It is neither close to bottom nor near the seashore. When it is close to bottom, it is known as benthic zone. The pelagic zone is further subdivided into 5 different zones. The first zone is epipelagic zone. It is 200 meter deep from the surface and is also known as sunlight zone. In this region, there is a vast biodiversity due to the presence of apt amount of sunlight and also the presence of photosynthesis. The second zone is mesopelagic zone. It is also known as twilight zone or mid-water zone. It has very little amount of light penetration and is 200 to 1000 meter deep. The third one is bathypelagic zone. It is midnight zone or dark zone. It has a depth of 1000 to 4000 meter. And the fourth one is abyssus pelagic zone. It is 6000 meter deep. The temperature of water is nearly freezing and there is no light at all. The fifth zone is hedal pelagic zone. This is found deep in trenches. The benthic zone describes the bottom of the ocean extending from the shoreline to the deep sea floor. Hot hydrothermal vents. These are found on the ocean floor. When the Earth's crust moves, it creates cracks and crevices in the ocean floor, due to which the water moves or percolates downwards towards the molten rock and gets heated and driven upwards, and also carry minerals leached from the hot rocks towards the ocean floor. These minerals solidify and then cool and form chimney-like structure called hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents are divided into the following types: black smokers and white smokers. Black smokers emit a cloud of black materials, usually iron sulfide. And white smokers emit clouds of white materials, usually the depositions of barium, calcium, and silicon. The temperature at the core of the vent is 350 degrees centigrade. Many organisms survive near the hydrothermal vents at the temperature up to 150 degrees centigrade. For example, chemoautotrope species of bacteria. These are sulfur bacteria. These use sulfur compounds, particularly hydrogen sulfide, to produce organic materials like carbohydrates by the process of photosynthesis. Without these bacteria, the entire ecosystem of hydrothermal vents would not exist. Facts to be noted. Riftia pachyptila or giant tube worms have colonies of these bacteria that provide them energy by using the sugars made by these bacteria. Coral reefs ecosystem. These are found in warm tropical shallow waters. Coral reefs are also termed as the rainforest of the sea, as about 1/4 of marine species depend on coral reefs for food, shelter, or both. Corals belong to the class Anthozoa of the phylum Cnidaria. These are invertebrates. These are made up of hundreds to thousands of tiny coral polyps. One fascinating feature of coral reefs is their mutualistic relationship with photosynthetic algae, zooxanthellae. Whereas deep-sea corals occur in cold and much deeper oceanic natures and lack zooxanthellae. Estuaries. Estuary comes from a Latin word which means tide. This is the transition area between river and sea. Or in other words, we can say it is the region where fresh water from land runoff mixes with seawater. Both the water combines into a brackish water. Estuaries are among the most productive ecosystems in the world and are home for unique plants and animal communities. Freshwater ecosystem. In this, the average salinity is 0.5 ppt or part per trillion. That's very low salt content. Example of freshwater ecosystems are lakes, rivers, ponds, and wetlands. The study of freshwater ecology is known as limnology. Freshwater ecosystem can be divided into two types: locktic ecosystem and lentic ecosystem. Locktic ecosystem refers to running water, which is also known as riverine ecosystem. Example of locktic ecosystem is river, spring, and stream. Lentic ecosystem is the still water, which is also known as lacustrine ecosystem. Example of lentic ecosystem is ponds and lakes. Lakes. A lake is an inland body of standing water that is larger and deeper than a pond. Based on the distance from the shore, lakes are also divided into separate zones, like oceans. The first zone is littoral zone. This zone is closest to the shore. Due to its warm and shallow environment, a variety of rooted plants inhabit here, and on the shore, variety of biotas are found too. The second zone is limnetic zone. It is the open water farther from the shore, and it is dominated by planktons. The third zone is profundal zone. It lies deep below the limnetic zone and contains only heterotrophs. Benthic zone is the last zone. This zone is at the bottom of the lake, and it is occupied by communities that are collectively called benthos. Based on light penetration, lakes are divided into two types: photic zone and aphotic zone. Photic zone is also known as sunlight zone. It is the uppermost layer of the water illuminated with sunlight. The depth of the photic zone depends on the water clarity and light availability. Aphotic zone or non-sunlight zone is the zone where there is less than 1% of sunlight availability or penetration, limiting the number of biotas. Life forms in the lake ecosystem includes producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers can be divided into two types: macrophytes growing in shallow water and phytoplanktons that are minute floating plants like algae. Other categories of life forms include nekton, that is the free swimming members, example fish. Neuston. Neuston can be divided into two types: epineuston, these are organisms that float on the top of the water, and hyponeuston, that are found under the surface. And other forms are benthos, that are bottom dwelling organisms, and periphyton, that is attached to submerged surfaces. Wetlands. Wetlands are areas in which the land surface is saturated or covered with standing water, either permanently or seasonally. In other words, we can say that these are transitions between terrestrial and aquatic systems. Here the water can be salty, but not as salty as seawater. There are four major types of wetlands. The first one is marsh, the second one is swamp, third one is bogs, and the fourth one is fens. Marshes are the most productive wetlands that contain grasses and floating leaved plants. Swamps are forested wetlands characterized by mineral soils. Here the trees are more dominant. Bogs and fens are organic soil wetlands produced by accumulation of plant materials. These are also called peatlands due to their ability to form peat. Bogs are acidic, unproductive, and developed in cool but wet climates and receive water mainly from rainfall. Due to this, it has a very poor nutrient level. Here the dominant species are moss. Bogs are acidic, unproductive, and developed in cool but wet climates and receive water mainly from rainfall. Due to this, it has a very poor nutrient level. Here the dominant species are moss. Fens are more alkaline and receive water from surface and groundwater sources. If you liked my video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.